All right. So, Laura, welcome. Feel free to go ahead and if you have questions, if you have questions, feel free to interrupt. There's no bad questions. So if you have any questions for both of you, if it seems like we're going over a lot of information in a very short period of time, the reason it seems that way is because we are. And so um, you don't have to understand everything today. You're free to call us anytime, even 10 years from now, and say, hey, I have a question on my business x-ray. So we're here to help you understand it. Um, you did a great job, Christy, on your business x-ray. So congratulations on that. That's awesome. Do either of you have any questions before we dive in?
I don't.
Okay.
Uh,
I don't
Laura, do you?
either.
Okay. All right. Gotcha. Nice. I can hear you better now. So excellent. All right. So congratulations, Christy. Again, you did a great job on your x-ray. You don't get to see too many of these, but I get to see them on a regular basis, and you did great. And we have Katrina. We also have Nora on as well. So let's take a look at your business x-ray in the upper right-hand corner in phase two. Do you see that there, Christy and Laura?
yes.
So congratulations on that number. That's a great number. 1795 a week, or over the last couple of years, 280,000. Now, sometimes people will go and say, well, wait a minute, Mark, that's how much money I'm losing. Why are you congratulating me on it? So most business owners have this sense that they could be making more money, should be making more money, but they don't know how. They don't know what it is and they don't know how. So it could be more than this or it could be less than this. But what this is showing us is that you have a lot of pent up potential in your business that's not being fully tapped. Does that make sense, Christy?
Yeah.
Nice. Nice. So to untap that potential, to tap into that potential, we need to put systems in place. And so let's take a look at phase three. Halfway down on phase three, you'll see on how you're worth $951 an hour. Christy, did you know you're worth $951 an hour?
No, I didn't.
See, you're learning lots today, lots and lots today. Laura, did you know you have a husband that's worth $951 an hour?
Nope.
There you go. You picked a winner. Like you picked a winner. Um, so we know, Christy, is that there's things you're doing right now that are not worth $951 an hour. Would you agree with that?
Yes.
So from this point forward, we need to eliminate you doing that work. And so there's 6 ways you can do something. You can do the work yourself. But the challenge is if you do that, you end up owning a job rather than a company. And so one of the things that the x-ray is showing is that, one of the reasons you've seen the success that you've seen, Christy, is because you work hard and you're good at what you do. Now, there's nothing wrong with working hard and being good at what you do. The only challenge is you end up owning a job rather than owning a company. Does that make sense, Christy and Laura?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Laura, does that make sense, or do you have any questions on that?
No.
Okay,
Makes sense.
nice, excellent. So there's what's called the 5 time management freedom fighters. You'll see this in phase four, upper left hand side of phase four, which is delegate, systematize, contract out, hire someone, or partner with someone. Do you see those
Okay.
5 things, Christy?
Yes.
Nice, nice. And so if people do move to the next step, and not everyone does, it's not right for everyone, but for those who are invited and do move forward, the action vision, which is developing, like discovering your life vision, why God put you on this planet, and then what kind of systems do you need to have in your business where your business isn't running you, you're running your business. And so in phase 3, upper right hand side of phase 3, you'll see potentially how much your business is worth today. Could be more, could be less, but this is an estimate, 128,000. And that's if you sell your business and continue to work for your business, which kind of defeats the purpose of selling it. The second number is, Christy, how much it's worth without you. So of the 128,000, you're worth about 118,000 of that 128, which is great for our ego, Christy, but not so great for our business. The third number, the 1.295 million, that's how much it could be worth without you in 3 years if you built your business based on systems. Make sense, Christy?
Yeah.
Nice. Laura, do you have any questions up to this point?
No.
Okay, good. All right, let's go to phase 2. In phase 2, lower part of phase 2, you'll see 7 systems. So there's 4 questions that people ask about these 7 systems. So the first question people will ask is, they'll say, Mark, I can see I need all 7 of these systems, but where do I get started? And so, great question. It's not always the case, but it's often the case. We're number 2, business plan and coaching. And why is that? It's because it's like building a house. If you don't have a good architectural plan, you're probably not going to have a good house. Makes sense, Christy?
Yeah.
The second question people will ask is, they'll say, Mark, how do I build all 7 systems if I don't have a lot of extra time and money? So systems require you to invest time, expertise, and money. So in the short term, you're working harder, making less money to put the systems in place so you can earn more money and work less in the long term. And so, so what you do is you go ahead and get the, first system, whichever one you decide to pursue first, get that first system up and going, get it making you more money and saving you time. Take as much of that time and money as you possibly can and invest it into building a second system. Once you get 1 and 2, invest it into 3 and 4. Once you get 1 through 4, invest it into 5 to 7. And before you know it, you'll have all 7 systems built. Does that make sense, Laura? Kind of.
Yeah.
Okay. So the key is, Christy and Laura, is don't steal from your company. Don't steal valuable time. Don't steal valuable time or money. Make sure you're investing back the time and the money. The third question people ask is, they'll say, how do I get the most out of these 7 systems? And that's a great question. When we architect and engineer these 7 systems, what we do is we design them where you can share them with other businesses. So the average business owner, the average person on the street will know 250 people. The average business owner will know over 5,500 people. So when you share these business systems with other business owners, what will happen is they have the ability to refer a lot of business to you. Make sense?
Yeah.
And then the fourth question people ask is, they say, do I have to reinvent the wheel? Do I have to build all 7 of these systems myself? The answer is no, you don't. And so the 3 that are highlighted are often the ones we build for our clients. And so if you have any questions on any of the 3 that are highlighted or any of the 7 at the end of today's coaching session, the review, happy to answer any questions you may have on that. Any questions you have, Laura?
No.
Okay. Let's go ahead and go back to phase 3. In phase 3, you'll see halfway down, key ingredients to success. Minimum revenue that you're looking for is 125. Wow is 350. You're working 55 hours a week. You'd like to work 40 hours a week. And your biggest challenge is time for everything. And so I own, Laura, I own 9 companies and I have an extra 20 to 30 plus hours a week of free time. And the reason I do that is because I've built my businesses on systems. And so if we don't build it based on systems, we end up owning a job rather than a company. And it can be harder and more hours to do the business than it is to, work a job. And so let's go over to phase 4. And in phase 4, you'll see over 40 questions that were asked. And so it's not the first number that makes the difference or the second, it's the difference between the two. So for example, stress, you're at a 6 and you'd like to be at a 2. So you have about 300% more stress. You have about 300% more stress than you'd like to have. Your life balance, you'd be at a 3, you'd like to be at an 8. So you'd like to improve that by about 120, 30%. Personal time, you're at 2, you'd like to be at a 10. So you'd like to improve that by 500%. Family, you're at a 3, you'd like to be at a 10. So that's about 330%. Personal discipline, you'd like to improve that by about 400%. And so if individuals go on Action Vision, the plan and the coaching, it's not just about helping you earn more money. It's about helping you see success in all areas of your life. So it would be designing and architecting a plan and systems that would help you reduce your stress, improve your life balance, improve time and quality and quantity of time with family, personal time, help you in personal discipline, consistency. It would help you in pushing yourself. It would help you spiritually if you wanted that. It would help you in your marriage, in self-confidence and time management and organization and proper prioritization and goal setting. So it's cool because you see, Christy, that there's a lot of things that you'd like to improve on. And so having someone help you with that and the systems will help you to accomplish that a lot faster. Make sense, Christy?
Yeah.
Cool. Laura, does that make sense to you? Do you have any questions on that?
No, I don't.
Gotcha. And so Laura, one of the things, like, what would be one thing that you like most about your marriage?
I don't know.
And what would be one suggestion on what could be done to improve your marriage?
Spend more time together.
Nice. And what would be more time? Like, is it like, are you looking for like a weekend? Are you looking for a day a week? Are you looking for, is it like daily 20 minutes? Like what does more time mean to you?
Maybe daily, like 20 minutes. Yeah.
Nice. Nice. And when you spend that time together, what would you like to do during that time?
Communicate. I don't know.
Okay. No, that's fair. That's fair. And so, we had asked Christy before that what he thought you'd say, and he said he thought you'd say communicate. So the good news is, that you're both on the same page, kind of. Like at least he's thinking, yep, this is what, Laura's going to say. And so he thought that you might say that he's not the strongest communicator. Would you agree with that?
Yeah.
Okay, that's fair. Nothing wrong with that. It's not atypical. It's not unusual for men not to communicate. That's kind of often a man thing. They don't communicate so well. Um, do you have any suggestions on, what Christy could be, what he could do to communicate, what that means to you in communication? Let's say 20 minutes a day. Like, what would that look like? Is that talking about what his day, what your day look like, or, you know, uh, your child, or, is it specific? Do you have any suggestions on that?
Not really, just, I don't know, yeah, what his day is like, what he's dealing with. I don't know.
Yeah,
His struggle.
nice. Do you know why men often don't want to share that?
Because it's too personal.
Mm, it might be personal. I think a lot of times they're like, is there anything she can do about it? Like, can she help it? Because she's got her own challenges, she's got her own stuff. I don't want to burden her with my stuff. I don't want to burden her with my stuff. I don't want to weigh her down with my stuff. And so they don't communicate what's going on in their life, thinking I'm a good husband by not loading my wife down with all my burdens, all my stuff. Does that make sense, Laura?
Yeah.
And so that's where you guys kind of get into some negotiations there. and um and so sometimes it can actually frustrate a man because it's like if it's not going to make things better, it might make things worse. So I'll figure it out because I have to figure it out. What they don't understand is that often their wives will internalize things. Like it was funny. I play pickleball a lot. And so yesterday I was playing in Syracuse, and there's some ladies that I play with on a regular basis, and they brought some friends. And she said to one of her friends that was playing with me, she says, "Yeah, Mark really doesn't talk." And she says, "Don't take it personal." And I thought, what a strange thing to do. Like, why would somebody take it personal if I'm not talking? I mean, but what I did is I kind of learned, oh, I bet you and so a lot of times, and men obviously are created very different than women. Often with a man, if you say, you've got an ugly shirt, what does he hear? He has an ugly shirt. Like, okay, I'm sorry, it's an ugly shirt. If you say to a woman, you have an ugly blouse, what is she saying? She's often hearing, you're saying I'm ugly. That's not, it's just, and so how women, so a lot of times what men do is they try to communicate and it doesn't seem to go so well. And so they just learn it's best not to say anything. But that doesn't work so well either. So I think it's just you guys kind of working those things out and kind of sharing some of that. Does that make sense, Laura?
Yeah.
So I've been married for 41 years. We have 7 kids, 4 of them are girls, and so now they're growing to be women, and so I have a fair amount of experience in doing it. And what I know is women are kind of like the Bible, like God. The more you know, you don't know. So I'm still learning myself, and so you look at it. Christy, did you kind of see how I just asked Laura all the questions?
Yeah.
So if you just do that, it's amazing. You just kind of like like a customer. You ask what it's just like a customer. You got to know what the customer wants. And so if you kind of look at your wife as your most important customer, wives like that. It's good. It's good for the home, it's good for the marriage. So if you just and so sometimes she's not sure what she's looking for, and sometimes she can feel your stress and she can feel that you're busy and you got a lot on on your plate. And so I didn't find this out until, I don't know, 20 years into our marriage. Early on in our marriage, the first 2 years, I was working a lot, putting a lot of time into trying to create an economic engine to support my wife and my little daughter coming along. And my wife was sharing with her parents how I was working a lot of hours and it was hard on her. And her mom gave her great advice, and her dad did too, both very opposite. Her mom went ahead and said to my wife, "Suck it up, Buttercup." Like he's not out drinking or having fun. Like he's working to put an economic engine in place. So be a helpmate, and it's okay. Like it's just you guys work it together, which was great advice. Her dad gave her totally different advice, which was equally great advice. And her dad said, "You got to tell him. You got to tell him what you're feeling." So often, Christy, wives will feel like they're almost like a burden. And that's not what the husband is thinking, but that's what they're feeling because they know like they don't want to be a burden to you. They don't want to be an anchor around you. So a lot of times just communication, that helps with that. So, okay. Any questions on any of that, Christy or Laura?
No.
No.
Nice. Okay. All right. Let's go up to phase one. And so halfway down on phase one, you'll see test one and test two. And so in test one, it's a geometric psychology test. And so, so in that test, one of your greatest strengths, your primary personality would be driver analytic, and then expressive, and then amiable. And so in that test, one of your greatest strengths would be your drive, your assertiveness. You make things happen. Christy, would that be fair?
Yeah.
And one of your weaknesses might be your drive, your assertiveness. You make things happen.
Yeah.
And so our greatest strength is our greatest weakness. And our greatest weakness is just our greatest strength misapplied. It's taking a strength and carrying it too far. Another strength in that would be your analytic. And so at times, one of your greatest strengths is you like to dot your I's, cross your T's, make sure things are done properly in order. And
Okay.
and the weakness would be the same. So this tests out very close to my personality. So you like to do things fast and perfect in that order. This type of personality may at times run people over, and then explain why they deserve to be run over. And so people don't like me so much, which is frustrating for them because, I'm okay with that. And so, but it's hard, but it's good. A lot of business owners are going to be this type of personality. In test two, you test out like my good friend Tom Kuntz, who's the most recent past president of Century 21, the largest real estate franchise in the world. And so he's an expressive driver, as you are. So in that test, one of your greatest strengths is your energy, excitement, enthusiasm. You have a million ideas. Weakness would be the same. So, Christy, you have a pretty complex personality and a lot of inner conflict. You probably have a million ideas. You want to do them all fast, all perfect. And you want to go ahead and have everybody happy. Well, that's pretty hard to do. And so I don't know how accurate that is, Christy, but that's kind of what that 17-second question shows us. Any questions on that, Christy?
No.
Okay. Laura, any questions on Christy's personality as we see it?
No.
So we tend to like other people who are like us, and we tend to fall in love with people who are opposite of us. And so, real quick, Christy, which of these four shapes would you tend to like the most? A cube, a pyramid, a wavy line, or a ball? A cube, a pyramid, a wavy line, or a ball?
Pyramid.
I'm sorry, not Christy, Laura.
Oh.
Laura, which of these four shapes would you tend to like the most? A cube, a pyramid, a wavy line, or a ball?
Probably the line, I know.
What's that?
The wavy line.
Nice. Wavy line. And then after that, a cube, a pyramid, or a ball? A cube, a pyramid, or a ball?
Pyramid.
Nice. Okay. And then after that, a cube or a ball?
Ball.
Nice. And which of these four things would cause you the most frustration in any area of your life? So, which would cause you most frustration in any area of your life? Things not being done properly in order, out of control, boring or not fun, or conflict with others. Again, out of order, out of control, boring or not fun, or conflict with others.
What was your question again?
Which would cause you the most frustration? Which would frustrate you the most? Out of order, things being out of order, things being out of control, boring or not fun, or conflict with others?
Conflict with others.
Nice. And then after that, out of order, out of control, or boring or not fun? Out of order, out of control, or boring or not fun?
Out of control.
Nice. And then after that, out of order or boring or not fun?
Out of
Out of order?
yeah.
Gotcha. Gotcha. And so, congratulations. You're both have complex personality. You both have chameleon personalities, and so that's pretty cool. But it can create for some frustration. And so, in the one test, Laura, you test out very similar to Christy, but it's not. It's the Geo, and so you test out as an expressive driver, but you're very complex in the pain quadrant. You test out as an amiable driver personality. So you guys are when you guys are in sync, when you're in flow, probably everything's really, really good. And when it's not, it might really, really not be. And so one of the things we do in the coaching is help you both understand yourself and your own personalities, which are both complex. And then how do you better interact with one another? All right. Let's take a look at if you look at like the yellow is far below potential, the green is below potential, red is average to good, and blue is great. So if you look at phase one, it's mostly yellow with some green. You might say, I thought I did a good job on it. What you're doing probably, Christy, is working. There's nothing hard with working hard or being good at what you do. But again, you'll own a company. What this is looking at, you want to get everything from yellow to green, green to red, and red to blue. So you want to have a solid blue. It'd take you actually one more phase to phase 5 to get to a solid blue. When it's solid blue, that's when you can sell your business for the most amount, or it'll just run without you. Either way, whatever you want to do. So the goal is to go from phase 1 to 2, 2 to 3, 3 to 4, and then 4 to 5, get to a solid blue. Normally, it takes between 3 and 5 years to go between each of the phases. And so to go from phase 1 to 4 or 5, it takes 15 to 25 years. Is that an acceptable time frame for you, Christy?
Not really.
Nice. I was hoping you'd say no. If people say yes, some do, which is fine. It's their business. Our goal is when somebody goes into action vision, there's different levels of action vision. But when somebody goes into action vision, our goal is to go ahead and help them go through each of the phases in 3 to 6 months. So to go from phase 1 to phase 4 in somewhere between 2 and 4 years. Is that a better time frame for you, Christy?
Yes.
Nice. All right. So as promised, we've gone over a lot of information in a very short period of time. What questions would either of you have? It could be on the 3 dimensions, 9 major areas, 7 systems. It could be on, the 40 areas of your business and life. It could be on the 4 phases. It could be what's the next step. What questions would you have, Christy?
I guess what would be the next step as far as, yeah.
Sure. Yeah, that's a great question. Laura, would you have any specific questions?
No.
Okay. So let's take a look at your packet where it says Action Vision at the top. It's there should be something where it has 6 pages in it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so if you look at the very top, what you need to have is you need to have what's called a BOSS system. It's a business operating system. So it's the engine that runs our business. We earn the money we earn, work the hours we work, have the stress life balance we do or don't have as a result of the engine. And so there's 3 components to that engine. There's the DNA for people, business, and life. In the DNA for people, it's going to be personality masteries, and that's the personality assessment that I did on both of you guys. So that will help you to better sell. That will help you to better service clients. It'll help you with employees. Anything having to do with human beings, it will help you. The DNA for business is the 530 grid, and you'll see on that first page, there's 5 areas to every business, and it's like a pipeline. And what you see on the left-hand side is kind of what normal it is. And so your goal was 350,000. And so you might have 4 out of these 5 pipes at 350,000. But if one of those pipes is at even 25,000, that's all you're going to produce. So what needs to be done is we need to architect, engineer, design a BOSS system that will help you get to 355,000. And as important, if not more important, is how do we get you from 55 hours a week, down to 40 hours a week? Does that make sense, Christy?
Yeah.
If you go to page 3, there's a 3-step process that we use: examination, solution, and then implementation. So you can check off the examination. So you've done that with a business x-ray. That helps us to see new things. Solutions help us to think differently. That's the coaching, or that's the business plan. And then coaching helps us to do things in a different way. So in Action Vision, if you move forward with that system, there's 2 parts to it. There's the 12-month plan, the 1 to 4 year plan design and development. And then there's the weekly coaching as well. And so if you go down to page 4, you'll see the 530 grid. And so what we need to do is we need to, figure out how we're going to do marketing that'll generate enough business for $350,000 in business. We need to make sure that we have systems in place to work all the leads properly, area 2. So area 1 is how do you generate more and better leads? Area 2 is once we get leads, what do we do with them? Area 3 is the yes and the no, yes or the no. Area 4 is servicing. How do we create a raving fan experience for all of our clients? And area 5 is client or relationships for life. Make sense?
Yeah.
And then there's 6 levels of proficiency. And that's what we do in the coaching, is help you go through those various levels. So if you go to page 5, you'll see step 2, the plan. There's 3 different levels of Action Vision plans. There's the individual, the leader, and the executive. Do you see that on page 5 there?
Yeah.
So the individual is a plan just for, an individual. And so it's just for the individual. The leader is going to be where you have tools and systems to develop referral partners, to bring on employees, all of those type of things. And then the executive is to accelerate everything and to clone you. And so I would say, based on your x-ray, you know, you could go with 4 or 7. That's where the arrows are pointing. But based on where you're at, you could do any one of the individual, or you could do the leader basic. And that's for the individuals, typically are a 12 months plan, or the leader are going to be typically 2-year plans. So you guys can obviously kind of read this, think through it. Normally what we do is you guys have some time, a day or two or a week or whatever you guys need to kind of read through everything. I think there were some other things that Nora and Katrina sent out to you. You guys could read through those and study those. And then we schedule a time to answer any additional questions on the x-ray, as well as any additional questions on the action vision. On page 6, this is step 3, which is the coaching. So there's 2 different things. There's the plan, that's page 5 that we talked about. And then there's the coaching. The coaching is billed out on a monthly basis. Typically, when we get started on Action Vision, it's the 12-month to 4-year plan. So it's the plan that we bill for that. And then we bill for the first month of coaching at the same time. On the plan, you want to get the highest that's within your budget that you're able to do and what your need is. It's like an engine. You don't want too big of an engine that you don't need. We don't want anybody going on a higher level of Action Vision than what they need. On the other hand, you don't want too little either. And so it's kind of, a balancing act. On page 6, the monthly coaching, or the weekly coaching that's billed on a monthly basis, that can go up and down. So you don't have to get locked into that. There's no long-term agreement. It's all on a month-by-month basis. And so you can move up and down depending on what your needs are there. Christy, do you have any questions on everything that we covered in the Action Vision?
I think so. I can't think right now.
Okay. Laura, do you have any questions?
No. No.
Okay. So with the business x-ray, we don't know what we're going to recommend until we go through the whole business x-ray like we did today. There's no question, based on the results of the business x-ray and where you're at, that you would benefit from Action Vision. Action Vision isn't the only option, but it's the one that people will tend to choose, and the one that's going to give it, because it's customized specifically to you. It literally comes with millions of dollars of tools and systems in your business to help your business grow. There are other types of things you can do. There's mastermind groups. There's the quantum sales bootcamp training that's very affordable. So there's a whole bunch of different options. And so based on the results of your x-ray, I would go ahead and take a look at the Action Vision and see if that's something that will work for you. If it doesn't, that's okay. If it's not, you're say, hey, we're not in a position to do that right now. There's other options that we can look at. The most important thing is that you guys take some type of action and start moving your business where you need it to go to get the systems. Mm-hmm. Christy, any other questions that you have?
Not right now, no.
Okay. Laura, any other questions that you have?
No.
Okay. So let's schedule another time. Again, it could be early next week or late next week, whatever you guys want it to be. How long would you like to kind of look over it, read over it, think about it? Do you want a few days or you want a week? What would you like it to be?
I'd say probably, what about next Wednesday?
Next Wednesday. Let's take a look at next Wednesday. Would 4 or 5 o'clock work for both of you?
I would think 4 o'clock should be fine.
Sorry, what time?
I said 4 o'clock should be fine.
Okay. All right. So 4 o'clock next Wednesday it is. Okay. All right. And then do you guys have my personal phone number?
Is it that, I think we do. Is it the 630-393-9909?
Yes, sir. Yep. So if you guys have questions before next Wednesday, even over the weekend, like Saturday, if you guys have questions tomorrow, feel free to give me a call or, Monday or Tuesday or whatever. Feel free to do that. Happy to go ahead and help you guys answer any questions that you may have for sure.
Okay. I guess for this action vision, how does that how does everything kind of work?
Sure. Yeah. So what we do is if you decide to move forward with the action vision, you just give us thumbs up. We get started on it right away. It typically depends on what level you're looking at us building. It'll take anywhere between 2 and 4 weeks for us to build the plan, but we will go ahead and start coaching right away based on the business X-ray. And so what we do is we schedule a half an hour a week, same day, same time. You're both invited to participate if you want to. If Laura, you want to, you can. And if you prefer not, that's totally up to both of you. And what we do is based on the business X-ray, what your immediate needs are, what you're looking at doing, we're helping you to solve problems that you're facing right here and now. But then we're also helping you build systems that will go ahead and help you to not end up owning a job, but owning a company. So we'll start building those systems in the 530 grid for you and going through that. So it's a combination. So it's once a week for 30 minutes. You also have access to group coaching, a couple of those a week. So we're talking with you once or twice a week. And then you're always free to give us a call anytime if you have a question or challenges or anything like that. The action vision, you'd have a lead coach, and then there'd be a number of people on the coaching team. So you'd have more than one person that would be there to help you with various areas.
Okay. Yeah.
Did that answer your question?
Yeah.
Nice. Okay. Any other questions?
Not to think of right now.
Laura, any questions that you have?
No.
Okay. Well, congratulations on the success that you've had in your business. It's hard when you're starting, when you're early married, starting a family. It's definitely not easy to do, but it pays off long term. And so, I want to encourage you guys. I mean, keep with it, stick with it. You guys will make it through. My wife and I did. And once you get the systems in place, the freedom that you have for your marriage and for your family is just really amazing. So appreciate both of you. Have a really good weekend.
Yeah, you too.
All right. We'll see ya. Bye-bye.
Yep, Mike.
All right. So, Katrina, congratulations. I think this is the first live session. Was there any observations that you had?
Why?
Why?
Yeah.
I mean, why?
I mean, about what, like. Why are you laughing, Nora? What's this about?
He was falling asleep at one point.
Did you notice that, Katrina?
About what?
That I was falling asleep?
No, I didn't.
Yeah. So Nora, she was a little concerned. So she texted me. But yeah, I was falling asleep. Don't worry though, if you see me falling asleep, normally it's only a short nap. It's only 5 or 10 minutes. It's only 5 or 10 minutes.
Really hoping he won't ask for this recording, because if they can see you falling asleep, that might not be good.
Right? Oh, yeah. So I was taking a little nap for their benefit, so I was fresh, for the thing. So normally I can fall asleep for 5 or 10 minutes and my mouth will keep talking and I'll keep going through and it'll be fine. If individuals if the client likes to kind of absorb thing, also helping, like when I fall asleep, it slows me down so I'm not talking as fast. So it's actually for everyone's benefit.
Interesting how you rationalize that, but that's okay.
Hey, I got up and got going at 3:30 this morning.
I know. I couldn't do it. I tried for 4 months and I'm like, I'm done. So, I did make changes. So I'm not mocking, I'm just saying.
Right? Any other thoughts that you have, Katrina?
Well,
Did we lose you? Are you there, Katrina? Did you fall asleep?
I haven't. So
right.
I just got a 30-minute strategy session today, and I was gonna put it on for 4. Then when you schedule, I just hadn't put it on the calendar yet. So can you do that one, Nora?
Yep.
Okay. I'll mark it green.
I'm gonna be in Oshkosh. I'm gonna be in the air show. I might be able to do it. I don't know.
Probably not.
Probably not. Come on.
Probably not. So,
what about Elaine?
Yeah. Talk to her. I'm not volunteering her. I'm not saying, I don't know what she's got going, but check with Elaine and see if she's able to do it.
Okay.
And then if that doesn't work, you can touch base with him and say, hey, can we move it back to 5:00?
Okay.
So, all right. Anything else, Katrina, that you had on did you print out the review so you were seeing what I was going through on the numbering system?
No, I did not.
So you might want to do that. So that's this particular document.
Back once.
What's that?
Go back once. Are you talking about the paper that he had right there, top one?
No, it's the review. So I showed you that before. Katrina, I sent that over to you. Detailed training. It's this one. So it's this one here. We're on page 2. It has them all numbered. So I followed that, which is, again, affirmation for the most part, that, while I'm sleeping, I'm still very, very effective in selling. I can sell like nobody. Someone might say I sell better sleeping than
Just
when
like
I'm
a
awake.
robot. Like you go the same pattern, so you say the same things, just like a robot.
Like you just like, yep, it all works there. So what I did is I did on that one there, I went into the marriage. And so that I normally don't do any of that, but I went into
Okay,
the
I
marriage.
kind of figured you probably don't because but just because of how low they rated their marriage, you just did.
Yep. Yep. And Nora and I, when we had it scheduled earlier, but he didn't have everything, I talked to him for 30 minutes. So I had an idea kind of where it was. I don't know if Nora created a record for her and or put her stuff in MCAT. And so ideally one of you would do that. I don't know if either of you have her personality. It's 4213
Okay.
and a 3241. So if one of you could go ahead and create a contact record for her and then referral tab her in so we have both of their information.
I can do that right now.
Thank you. So congratulations, Katrina. That's awesome. I was thinking it was maybe a 30 to 40% chance of a sale prior to, and I would say it's moved up to maybe a 60%. I mean, there's no question in my mind we'll get him as an Action Vision. I just don't know since I think he's got a job. So when somebody's got a job, they actually have often more money. But he did say earlier that he was under stress financially. So I don't know, but a lot of these, like Nora just got a sale, Kevin's dad, and she pursued him for a year. And so some of the sales happen really, really quick, and some of them take a longer period of time, a longer sales cycle. Make sense?
Yeah.
Cool. Anything else, ladies, that either of you have? So for all the future, ones going through the training, if you notice me nodding off and sleeping, it's okay to wake me up. I mean, it's okay to text me and say, hey, are you falling asleep? Because I can go ahead and fall asleep and I can go ahead and do sales and I can respond to texts all at the same time. It's all good. That's what dads learn to do. So, all right. Thank you, ladies. Appreciate you both.